Hey guys, welcome back. Look, I haven't done a video in a little while. Just, you know, I do these videos whenever I get an opportunity. I've been absolutely fucking flat and knacker with my actual other business. I guess this is sort of like a side business, sort of side project. You know, and it's, you know, it's something I don't, I like it. I like being able to do these videos and stuff like that for you guys that are subscribed, and hopefully, you know, you're going to share them, and the people are going to, you know, get into depth of you know, who I am and what I'm about. And you know, I met a great couple yesterday, and amazing people, and you know, it was good to get to know it, because like for my personal training business this was for, but it was good to be able to just hang out with them for about an hour and a half, understanding who they are, where they come from, what they've done, how they feel about the certain climate, you know, and what, you know, what they've experienced in life. And I guess it sort of comes back to, like, we were talking about conspiracy theories, and we were talking, it was crazy, man. These guys are ex-government workers, and you know, the things that they told me were pretty cool. And I'm not going to go into details about that, because, you know, I want to keep that relationship with my clients strong. But you know, you know, these things that are happening, are crazy times. You know, like we've got doctors that are mates in a hurry over here. He's just like cutting people off left, right and centre. Crazy bastard. Yeah, weird. I nearly just got rear-ended because of some idiotic driving. Like, mate, it's 80 zone, calm down. It's not hard. Just, you know, I'd rather get to where I'm going alive than not get there at all. So back on the train of thought. So, you know, we've talked about COVID, we've talked about the COVID conspiracies, we've talked about QAnon, and, you know, we talked about all these conspiracies that blow, you know, our minds and stuff like that. And I guess for me, I'm more on the fence of, I think some of what's going on with QAnon is legit. I'm not going to say all of it has me sold. I do believe that there is massive, you know, child sex trafficking ring, and there's pedophiles, and it goes to the deep fucking top of the fucking pyramid. I do believe in the 1%. That's a fact. You know, when I did my business course, I learned about the 1%. You know, so 1% of people that are just totally rich, that are totally wealthy, that can live forever, like live basically their entire life without having to stress about money, like ever. I'm talking like being able to just, if they need to buy a brand new car at like that, they can just buy one and it doesn't even make a dent. That shit is real. There is a 1%. There is a 3 to 5%, and then the rest is just made up of the 90%, which is your middle class workers and your poverty, your paupers, you know, like the people at the bottom of the run who don't understand. We talked about how, you know, people like Jeff Bezos is basically a trillionaire, and that's just unbelievable. You know, that someone could be so rich, and yet there's still so many problems in the world, like poverty. Do you know what I mean? Like, or world hunger. You know, someone who's earning who has $1 trillion net worth. I mean, it's different. He probably doesn't have $1 trillion cash value in his bank account, but what that says is that bloke could probably fund a small country of Ethiopians so that they can eat proper food, like proper food. The guy could probably afford to do what most governments wouldn't be able to afford. You know what I'm saying? Like yesterday I was watching the debate, and if you've watched the debate, you would have seen that Biden sort of tripped up and said he's for the Green Deal, and then he's not for the Green Deal, and He said it was going to cost like $200 million to achieve that. And then when Trump said it's actually $100 trillion, and that the US would never be able to afford that at all, ever, even over 100 years of good business, like near perfect business, they would still be able to afford to achieve that target of building those smart cities at $100 trillion, because that's a lot of money. Okay, mate. This guy, sorry guys, this guy here's just like taking his sweet ass time. So you got these like, you know, where am I at? 100 trillion. So you got these people who are making, you got Jeff Bezos who's making who's got $1 trillion in business, because Amazon just skyrocketed over COVID, because no one had anything to do other than shop online and buy shit. From, you know, I'm obviously Amazon's Audible, right? I've got a sub to that. I'm just going to concentrate here because cunts are speeding like everywhere. Slow down. Fuck. People just don't know how to drive in this town. I hate living here sometimes. So you got these businesses, you got these people that run these massive corporations who could absolutely do the right thing. And I'm sure that Jeff Bezos donates to shit. You know, I don't have a doubt that he donates his money and his time into other areas that need it. But I just who the fuck needs $100 trillion? Who needs $1 trillion? If the American president says that not even in the next 100 years or whatever it is, you don't quote me specifically on it, because I can't remember the specifics, but I did watch it, and he does say it's going to cost. I know it's $100 trillion, but I don't know the time frame that he says that would never be achieved even in that time frame, because, you know, it's a lot of money. $100 trillion is a lot of money. Like, that's phenomenal. Like, $500,000 50 years ago was a lot of money. $1 million only 15 years ago, 20 years ago, was a lot of money. You know, it went from, let's just put it in perspective. When I was in school, you know, we used to talk about, hey, how we're going to be, you know, millionaires, because millionaires was the target. You know, the kids now are aiming to be trillionaires, not billionaires. Like, the next generation after me was billionaires, but now the kids now would be thinking, fuck, how do we become a trillionaire? Like, $1 trillion, like $1 trillion is crazy money. Now, if anybody needs $1 trillion to live, they need to sort themselves out, because their system's broken. Their system. So, I mean, I'm not going to get all like on my high horse and say if I had $1 trillion, I'd give it all away. But if I had a lot of money, I would be giving it away. Like, whether it be all of it or 80%. Like, I'm quite content to be on $100,000 a year, you know. And if inflation happens, then, well, I have to go to $125,000 a year, and that's okay. All right, but that's about me working out how I get that. But with this, the point of the video is everybody's, you know, they don't know where or what to think. Everything's confusing and everything's scary. You know, like, what's going to happen next? Like, everybody's talking like, well, if America chooses Biden, well, then, you know, you got the left saying if you choose Trump, it's fucked. And if you got the right saying that, well, if you choose Biden, you're screwed, and it's going to implode. But what I don't understand is people don't sit back and actually look at the facts of what's happening. You know, you got this bloke who, yeah, okay, he can be a douchebag. Yeah, his name's Donald Trump. He can be a douchebag. He you know, he can be egotistical. He can be pig-headed. He can be stubborn. He can be all these things, but he's also done all the things that he said he would do. So you tell me which is it going to be? You know, who are you going to go with? A guy who's said what he said he's going to do and he's done it. This is a guy who's got 3 Nobel Peace Prize nominations this year. This is coming from a guy that was said that everybody, even one of my very good friends said, we're going to go to war with China because of Donald Trump. We're going to go to war with Korea because of North Korea because of Donald Trump. Donald Trump went and made peace in North Korea. He went over and he made amends. Donald Trump doesn't want war because war costs money and lives. Wars cost money and lives, right? Let's just work that one out. War costs money. It costs money and people's lives. You know, I don't think you should pull all the troops out of the Middle East. I think you should keep some there, you know, just in case, because you never know. Even though he's made peace over there with those diplomats, it's awesome. He's made diplomatic peace, all right, but you don't know at any given time what's going to happen. So I would probably leave a few over there. I'd probably leave a camp over there and just let them get it sorted. But what people don't realise is that when America makes peace with other countries and gets other countries to go to peace instead of war, the other countries that are allies win. So that means that the Britons don't have to send troops to Iraq or to Afghanistan or to the Palestines or, you know, to the Strip, right? That means that the Australian government doesn't have to send Australian troops to the Middle East to help the Americans, okay? To help the Americans, because if there's not any Americans over there fighting, then what's the problem, right? So, and people don't realise this, but when you create more peace, you can create more wealth. Yep. You create more peace you create more wealth by creating more peace, and that's what Donald Trump's doing. He's a businessman. He's running the country as if it's his business, as if it's his Trump business, Trump Towers and all them other, you know, hotels and casinos and all the other shit that he's got. You know, he's running it like it's a business. Okay, he's a businessman. He knows how to get the deal done. He knows that. You read the book, The Art of the Deal. I've read it twice. It's a phenomenal book. It's great. He's basically, like Charlie Kirk said, I'm pretty sure it was Charlie Kirk that said it, that he's taking the Woolman Rink mentality and he's applying it to the entire country. He's taken his Woolman Rink mentality, right? If you don't know about the Woolman Rink, go and research it. Okay, Donald Trump practically built it for free because he got sick of seeing it not getting built by the city of New York when they said they were going to build it and they fucking didn't do it, and they muck around and they didn't do shit. So he went in and he said, look, I'm going to take over. He got the tender and he basically did it for free, okay? Because that's what he did. He basically he basically took New York from the bottom of the pits and rose and now it's back down there again because Anthony Cuomo and the de Blasio are douchebags, okay? Because they're idiots, because they're leftists. They're far left fucking carry-on idiots. So, you Americans out there, that if you ever got any out there, I'm telling you now, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who, if you support Trump or you support Biden. You've got two choices, obviously. So you got two choices. Well, apparently you can get Jorgensen or, you know, the Libertarian Party. But I'm pretty sure a vote for the Libertarian Party is a vote for Trump anyway. I'm pretty sure he's got them on his side. So you've got two choices. You can either vote for a guy who says that Antifa doesn't exist and it's just it's just an idea. Well, crazy looking idea with people running around the streets and burning fucking buildings on fire. Funny idea, right? That's organised crime. So it takes an organisation to create organised crime. And that's the key part, organised criminals. Okay, so Antifa's obviously organised, Joe, idiot. All right, you got a guy who 1 minute says he's for the Green Deal, but then when he gets told that it's going to cost $100 trillion, he backs down and says, oh, hang on a minute, no, I'm not for that. But yet you've got to tear down all the buildings that you've got to start again. What an idiot. Or you can vote for Trump and you can prosper. But whoever you vote for, you can't complain because that's your vote. You voted for that, right? So you've got to go into the election. You've got to go, like that's over here. We've got to go into the election. Australians could learn a fucking lot from America. Like the Australian citizens could learn an absolute penny, right, from the American way, right? We really could. I'm not joking. When it comes to political parties and political agendas and politics, you see, not a lot of Australians give a shit about politicians and about the politics and about the policies. Not a lot. Not that I find. I don't find a lot of Australians care much, right? They don't care too much about their policies. They just vote for whoever sounds better, yeah? I don't think they really look at the policies and they understand what's going on, right? So you got to look at the policies, you got to understand it. Because what happens is, if even though you might not give a fuck about the government, I'm telling you now, the government gives a fuck about what you think. Okay, and they're watching you. And they're reading everything you do. Mate, they pay people to influence you. They have come out and told you this. Australian government has come out and said that they use taxpayer money to pay influencers on Instagram and Twitter. Right? To influence you to do things. They do. You got to understand, if they pay influencers, right, to influence you in a way so that you can make a social change or an adjustment in your life with your health and fitness or with whatever it is or whatever it may be, right? These people get paid by the government from your tax dollars to influence you to do that decision, to make that decision to basically tell you this is what we should be doing, right? This is how we should be doing it, right? It's true. People get paid to sit to post 600-700 times a day on Instagram, just so that people will follow them, like them, share them, and then follow what they do. Okay, it's not rocket science. Okay, kudos to those people that got into the system where they got paid. They get paid to do that. Good on them, right, for taking the opportunity. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that person. I have a problem with the process. Okay, I have a problem with the end message. I have a problem with the outcome, because what happens is if they're influencing you to do that, and then you don't stop and think, hang on a minute, they could be, let's say COVID for instance, right? COVID's a great example of it, okay? COVID's a great example because the government's lied to you about everything. They have. It's true. Remember asbestos? Asbestos used to be the bee's knees. The bee's knees of building material. It was safe. It wouldn't harm anybody. And guess what? Now you need a hazmat suit to remove it because it's dangerous. But the government told you that it was safe and you could use it to build your houses. Yeah? They really did. So what makes it any different? What makes COVID any different? You got to think about this shit outside the box. That's why people get upset with other people who don't think inside the box. I think outside the box. Okay, so they were going to lie about that. So what makes them not want to lie about COVID? You can take the Victorians, for instance. Daniel Andrews has stated plenty of times that he hasn't stated he's lied. Sorry, he's made slip ups where he's then now Now you can see where he's lied. You know, he said that it was the health directive for the curfew. And then he said, oh, no, wait, that was to help the police. Then the police come out and said, no, mate, we didn't know about any of that. So it was actually Daniel Andrews who made the curfew and put the Melbourne people under a lockdown curfew, and yet nowhere else in the world is that happening. So if the government's willing to lie to you about the majority of shit, then what makes you think they're going to tell you the truth about COVID? I'm not saying COVID's fake. I'm not saying that if you catch the virus, it's not real. What I'm saying is that the statistics could be wrong. The overall death tally could be wrong. The mortality rate could be a lot lower than what they're saying it is, which is funny because the CDC only last week come out and said, "Hey, we've realised that this is what the statistics are." And I'm just gonna put my phone up like that, so I'm gonna car off. So you got these. You gotta look at everything, all right, and talk to people, right, and not have a debate. Like look, these guys are great people, but I didn't. There were some things I didn't. I told them about a really awesome conspiracy theory. I'm going to tell you guys about it, right? Right. Last year, the bushfires ravaged Australia through like October through December, January, late January, right? They burnt pretty much the east coast of Australia, right, of the bushland, yeah, right. Now in January, I read February-ish, I think it was. I read January, February. I read an article on a theory that the bushfires were deliberately lit. Now, I'm not saying that they were, but I'm just telling you what I read, okay? And they were deliberately lit in the areas that they were lit in because the government couldn't get the farmers to sell those areas or to clear those areas or to have those areas, those certain areas that they needed. So what they did was they got people to light the fires, arsons, to light the fires along that whole east coast line, so that they could prepare for a green rail, okay, that goes from Melbourne to Brisbane and stops at the big major rural towns on the way, right? Now, that was the conspiracy theory that I read in January, February, okay? 2 weeks ago from now, it was about 2 weeks ago today, I opened up Facebook and there was a Greens post, okay? The Australian Greens posted the idea of a clean green speed rail from Melbourne to Brisbane. Now, is that a coincidence or is it not? Now, you got to ask yourself. Now, all right, hang on a minute. I fucking read about that in February, January, February. I read about that. And now I'm seeing a post from the Australian Greens proposing the idea that we put a rail in, a high-speed rail that runs on green energy, and it runs from Melbourne to Brisbane, and it stops in the major rural towns that are technically called smart cities. Is it a coincidence or is it a conspiracy? You work that out. Go research it. It'll be on Google somewhere. You can just type it in. You can type in anything in Google now. It's fucking pretty sick. That's the video. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Please subscribe for more videos. Please share the videos if you like them. We don't do them very often, but when we do, we try to make them good. It's just sort of like a side hobby. I don't expect anything from it, but if something does come of it, awesome. If not, I'm not expecting anything. So I just do these to air my thoughts and my opinions and my ideas of what I think is going on and out into the world. Okay, I'm not a David Icke. I'm not anywhere into that shit where there are reptilians and there are. I'm not sure. Okay, I don't know about that stuff. I don't know. However, I have been watching Ancient Aliens, and that shit's fucked up. okay, and it's kind of weird. But if you do want to watch some pretty crazy stuff, watch the Tesla Files. That is a pretty good show, pretty good documentary series about trying to find the answers of where Tesla's stuff went when he died in the New Yorker. That was called, where he was staying and stuff. They think that he was trying to turn that building into a electric sort of a hub so that he could generate enough electricity to surge it across or through the ground, or whatever he was trying to do. That shit's like straight over my head. But thanks for watching, and we'll be back when we have more content to talk about. Thanks.